Okay, so once again, welcome from Warwick Bass Camp 2016. We're here with Scott Reader. Not to be confused with the other Scott Reader.
It's very confusing.
Yeah.
Playing in the same band together is ridiculous.
And you're from the same town?
No.
No?
No. I think he lives in St. Clemente, and I'm from the desert.
Okay.
Palm Springs, Banning.
So it's not that confusing, but you play bass, he plays drums.
Mm-hmm.
You were a part of The Obsessed and Kyuss, which were the bands that actually started a new genre, stoner rock. He plays in Fu Manchu, another great stoner rock band.
Same family tree.
Goddamn, this situation must
End.
not end,
It must end.
but it must generate a lot of very funny and weird situations.
Oh, I get people messaging me all the time asking to be on Fu Manchu's guest list. And I've been polite, but that's going to change real quick. No,
You'll get
it's
angry.
funny. It's funny to me.
So, how did you become in one band? You know, the two Scott leaders.
I blame Bob.
Sun and Sail Club.
Bob from Fu Manchu. He booked my studio, and he said that Scott Reader was going to come in and they were going to record some demos. And I figured they were writing stuff for Fu Manchu, and they wanted to do it away from the other guys, and then, you know, present it to the band or something. And they came in, and just the first song, my jaw dropped. I was like, holy shit! And they came in to listen to playback, and I asked Bob, who's playing bass on this stuff? And he said, well, I'll probably book another day in about a month and put some bass down. I said, well, can I take a shot at it? So, yeah, cool. I think he had that planned all along. But it was the first day that I met Scott Reader for the first time. And amazing drummer. I'm glad that he rips balls, because it's awesome. It's really fun playing with that guy.
Let's talk about this Scott Reader.
Enough about Scott Reader.
And let's forget about the other one for a minute. Do you consider yourself as one of the fathers of the new genre of rock music?
No.
Why?
Because I'm a student myself of my forefathers, you know. I just don't think about that stuff.
But you were a part of two legendary bands, The Obsessed and Kyuss. And they are considered as fathers of the stoner metal, stoner rock, desert rock.
Yeah. I try not to think about it.
Why? It's cool. It's a cool thought.
But I don't think, well, I really influenced a lot of people. I don't think about it. I try to stay humble about it. And, well, not that that's difficult or anything. We didn't have any great success, you know.
Back then, but right now, you're actually legendary.
I mean, I hear about influencing people, and it's an honor. I mean, it makes my day when somebody tweets me or something and says what an influence you've been, whatever. But I don't think about it too much. I don't rest on my laurels, I guess. I just feel like we were a four-piece rock band, just like everybody else. You know, it's been done. The Beatles did it, and everybody ever since did it. Black Sabbath did it, and it's not really anything that different in my mind. But you know, if we turned on some people, that's cool.
Speaking about stoner rock metal, desert rock metal, how do you call it? You are also a acknowledged producer, and you produced a lot of great stoner albums. I have it right here.
Orange Goblin?
Orange Goblin, yeah, for example. 60 Watt Shaman, Karma to Burn.
Black Math Horseman was one of my favorites.
And a lot more. But the question is, in my opinion, the stoner rock has the unique characteristic sound of the bass. How it's made. Is it a secret or not?
Well, in the case of Kyuss, it was the low tuning. We were using standard gauge strings, and somehow the tuning drifted. When I joined the band, Josh didn't even have a tuner. I think things just drifted. He might have intentionally gone down a little bit, but it ended up being a lot, you know, down to C. And with with standard gauge strings on the bass, you hit a note hard on that low C, and the string is going sharp a little bit, and then gradually going back down to the pitch, and it makes things grind, and it's like an airplane, you know, engine's heterodyne, you know, and put that through some giant amps. It's crazy. You get all these weird overtones, and just everything's grinding and settling in. And it's just, I think that's a huge element of that sound. You know,
the fuzzy sound.
That low tuning.
Okay, I remember it. You're left-handed, actually, but you strings your guitar
right-handed.
Upside down. Yeah, right-handed.
Yeah.
You learned to play bass on the right-handed guitar, so that's why you string guitar.
My dad played guitar and my grandpa played guitar. So whenever I could sneak off with one of their guitars, I would just flip it over, and I just learned that way. And by the time I got my own bass, it was too late.
And have you ever tried to play with regular strings?
It would never work. But it's been kind of a blessing and kind of a curse, because I can't go into a guitar store. I can't even go into the frameless showroom and pick anything up off the wall, because if it's a right-handed, I can flip it over and noodle around on it, but there's no fret markers, and my arm's hitting the knobs and changing all the tones. Then I pick up a left-handed bass, and it's strung backwards, and I can't play it. So I'm very blessed having Warwick on my side and making custom instruments.
Yeah, and speaking of custom instruments, what about your Warwick Katana? Can you introduce this instrument to us?
The new one or the original one? Because there's a new one in the works that I just saw today. It's like, it's so beautiful. But
okay, so right, let's start from the old one.
Yeah,
and then let's see what changed.
Yeah, the old one. It's 4 years old. It was custom built. It's pretty stock, but it has a higher grade wood. But you know, it's built my way, and it's very comfortable. It has that little cutout on the edge of the body, so your wrist fits in there. When I played other basses in the past with a sharp edge, I'd get bruises on my wrist. To imagine what the body was going to feel like, I actually got on the web page and held it up to a mirror and visualized how it was going to feel, and it's worked out really well. The new one that I just saw a few hours ago for the first time, it's not set up yet, but the finish is done. It's a 8-string katana, and it's all chrome, and it's going to sound incredible. It should be done in a couple of weeks.
Do you need this new one for some new recordings?
Well, Fireball Ministry is going in the studio very soon. I'm going to try to hold them off until I get this bass, because I want this bass to be huge on this record. So I've been kind of pushing things back.
I want to ask you about the one band and about your solo recording. Let's start from the band.
Okay.
The Great White Dope, Sun and Sail Club's CD was released in 2015, as far as I remember, right? What's next with this band? Is this band still active, still kicking out?
I imagine the next record's going to be something completely different. I don't know. The first one had the vocoder vocals, which I loved. A lot of people hated it. It was really divisive. Either you loved it or you hated it. And then the second album we did with Tony from the Adolescents. And then there were people giving us crap about not having any vocoder on it. It's like, the next record, who knows? We haven't started working on it yet. Adolescents have been busy over the summer. Fu Manchu's been busy. I actually played a show a few days ago in Vegas with Fu Manchu, but I got there late. I couldn't see him. There was a big festival, the Psycho Las Vegas Festival. Alice Cooper was the headliner. probably at least 100 bands played. It was crazy.
100 bands.
It was awesome. It was a good party.
And you know, one of your albums that I loved the most was your solo album, Television Brilliance. It was in 2006.
Yes, I believe so.
Something like that. A long time ago.
Yeah, it's been 10 years. That's crazy.
Yeah, I know that it took years to complete the album, right?
Yeah.
But
it was just little bits and pieces that I collected over the years.
But we are right now, 10 years later. Is there anything you are working?
I've put out
some solo.
I've put out other songs along the way. Not very many, maybe 5.
But something.
Yeah, just whenever I'm inspired, I'll just spit it out on iTunes or the cloud. The iCloud, is that what it is? No. What is it called? I don't know. I don't keep up with all that stuff.
Okay, so let's say it's iCloud.
Yeah, whatever. But yeah, some of my best stuff I think is later on. There's a song I did for my wife called "Ask Me to Become." Most of my stuff's pretty dark, but this one is all about love and forgiveness. And I wrote it just before our 20th wedding anniversary, almost 10 years ago. And I made a CD and I put it in a card and left it on her pillow when she got up in the morning. She liked it. But that's my favorite thing that I've ever done, ever.
Okay, so we have some material to start with. The new album, solo album. Maybe you should start to think about it.
Just put that on there too. Yeah, I've got a lot of songs in the works, but I haven't been motivated to put them down properly.
So I'm motivating you right now.
Yes.
Do it.
But yeah, I've been working on other stuff. And the band thing is more satisfying when it's happening. When you have good chemistry with the people in the band, there's nothing better.
So you don't like to play alone, to be a leader of the band?
I've never had any real plans of playing my solo stuff live. And most of the stuff is pretty dark. It's kind of painful to get it out. There have been a few songs where I've been singing with just tears streaming down my face, and once you get it out and you can sit back and listen to it, it's cathartic and just you get it out and it feels good. But it's a painful process.
Too emotional to
it's
play
like
live for people.
Yeah, I imagine it's like going to a therapist and just dumping your heart out and feeling good afterwards.
So the last thing, you are here on Warwick Bass Camp as a professor. So your second time as a professor or third? First.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's my 4th trip to Bass Camp and first time doing a class.
What do you teach?
It's a performance class. So 6 students have learned a song, and we're going to talk about playing live and then what's going to help make a better performance. The monitor mix, I think, is utmost. We're going to work on that. And being nice to your engineer, maybe tipping your engineer to do a good job.
It's a good advice.
And tone and blending with the other players and listening. And then one student's going to play the song tonight in front of some pretty heavy players out there.
Okay, that sounds good. But before you enter the stage, do you have any habits? Stretching yourself, warming up, or something like that?
I'm bad and lazy at all that stuff. I do everything wrong. My posture is wrong. I don't warm up. I'm the wrong guy to ask about those things. And my joints are suffering.
You're saying that you're doing everything wrong, but it turns out it's good.
I should warm up. Yeah, I mean, usually at a live show, you're in a room full of people. Everybody's drinking beers and talking, and all of a sudden somebody comes in and says, "You guys are on in 2 minutes." Oh, shit. And
you can consider drinking beer as warming up,
Yeah.
It's quite good. Alcohol, it's good for these things, right?
Loosens you up. It's not for everyone.
But it works.
Yeah.
Okay, Skip. Thank you very much. Thank you for your time. It was great to meet you here.